Hi ladies and gentlemen, Anthony Jordan here for The Lifestyle Show on Ben TV. As some of you know, we've already spoken about the FAST campaign, and I had the opportunity to have an interview to find out more of what exactly FAST stands for. Since then, there's actually been an online campaign which you, the Ben TV viewers, actually took part in to give a result for us to find out who exactly has taken on board FAST, what has the results found. So right now, I'm going to be joined by Stephanie Drysdale, a nurse at the King's College Hospital who's worked in the stroke unit for the past 8 years, who's going to give us the results of that survey and what more information could be passed on and how we could spread the word even further. Hi Stephanie, how are you doing today?
I'm alright, thank you.
Great stuff. So recently, Public Health England have carried out a survey based on the campaign, the FAST campaign that they've currently got going. It's been taking place within the Black and Asian medias. What are the results from the survey that have come about?
So the survey came about basically in conjunction with the Act Fast campaign. It was basically to check the knowledge of our Black and Asian community about stroke. This was done with about 780 participants, all above the age of 16. What the survey actually found was that women were more informed about stroke. They know what the FAST stands for. They know that there are medical treatment as well. Slight variation in terms of the Black community, the women knew more, but in terms of the men, they knew less. So they don't know about how to recognize the signs, and they don't know the treatment for it in terms of
Right now I'm in a predicament because I want to prove as a man that I do know what it means, but my next question was to you, what does FAST stand for?
So FAST stands for the face, is the face drooping to one side. The arm is the arm able to lift above and hold it there. Speech is the speech slurring or they behaving confused, and time is to call 999. Again, time is very important. I always emphasize the point of saying time. So the quicker you get to hospital is the quicker you save the brain and prevent disability, long-term disability, or even death. And at that time, we can also administer emergency treatment as well.
Right. Again, you are working actually within a stroke unit within the hospital, so this is something that you're very familiar with on a day-to-day basis. Again, when you talk of the time saving, is it like the minute they've noticed any of those symptoms, they should instantly call 999?
The minute they notice any single one of those signs, it's time to call 999. Don't wait for all of the symptoms, which, as I said, the face drooping. It could be a slight drooping of the face. Don't wait for the arm to start going weak or any speech disturbance. Any speech, anything at all, any slight difference, it's time to call 999. As I said, the quicker you get there is the quicker you get treatment. As we always say, time is brain. So for example, in A&E, we have a time specific where the patient comes in through A&E. We have a gold standard that we try to gain, which is like 15 minutes from the time you enter the door to the time you have a CT scan to the time you get the treatment. So that is how important time is compared to the in A&E as well, and for us in the hospital.
Right, so it's very important. So when you mentioned the situation of the impact that it has on the families and whatnot, is there any examples you can give us of that you've seen within your time within the hospital of the differences of coming in early and or when they've left it too long?
So what part of my role is administering this treatment when the patient comes through A&E. When the patients come in, as I said, they have really weakness on the arm and on the leg, and those are the symptoms. Once we've administered that drug, within a few minutes, then you can see changes as well. So that is how vital it is to get that drug in as quick as possible. If they don't come in quite quickly, then we see patients going into nursing home, long-term disability, where they're quite dependent on people for their daily activities of living. So again, as I said, it's coming in on time, so you increase the chances that you have of going back out independent as well. Within the hospital, because I work in South London, where we have quite a high number of Black and Asian, so the admissions rate for Black and Asian within that community is quite high, and you can always tell what they're coming in with as well, and the risk factors are always there as well.
Right, I can imagine. So that it really does prove that there is a high number within our community. You've witnessed, this is first-hand experience. It has been witnessed that the time difference, as well as the demographics of who are actually at risk of a stroke, it's clearly evident from what you've been showing us.
It is.
And again, you said it, where once it's administered, you've actually seen people walk out.
Yeah. We also have so it's not only administering a drug. With stroke, there is new research and new interventions where we have thrombolysis that has been around for years, but now we have thrombectomy, which is a clot removal. Again, it's about the time that you get in so that we can remove that clot. With thrombectomy, that increases your risk of less disability as well. So there is so many treatments and new up-to-date treatment that is around from research that we know of that can save and prevent long-term disability and death.
It's amazing to know that this is out there, and just by reacting in time, it makes such a huge difference, doesn't it?
It makes imagine a 40-year-old coming in with a stroke, and if they don't come in on time, the disability for that person is long-term, because even if they're able to survive after the stroke, having a long-term disability where they're constantly dependent on people for their daily activities, walking, washing, even the mere brushing of the teeth. So again, I can say the importance of time to get in, time to call 999.
Indeed. Even down to communication, isn't it, as well? Just once, if this is not caught in time, there's just trying to communicate with someone to express what help you do need is a difficulty.
And you can tell the frustration of that as well. And it's not only communication. We tend to kind of sway away from cognitive impairment, meaning someone can not be able to complete their finances. So those are the impact it has on the person as well.
Yeah.
So it's not only speech weakness or anything. There's other things that we don't see obvious, like cognitive impairment, that is also part of it.
Yes. I mean, I'm aware a stroke can happen to anyone. Is there a specific age group that are more likely to catch a stroke?
So in terms of the evidence, it says older people are more at risk, but for recent years we've seen that there's quite a significant increase in younger people as well. This has to do with our lifestyle, because stroke is preventable, but it's based on our lifestyle, our hereditary risk factors. Like for us who is Black, Afro-Caribbean, we are at risk already. And then we have our diet as well, which has a high sodium intake, and we have quite a lot of fatty intake as well. So that also increases our risk. We have high numbers of obesity, which increases our risk as well. And we have diabetes and cholesterol. We also have a high number of sickle cell within our Black and Asian community. So that as well increases our risk of having stroke.
Right, so I just want to break down the elements of FAST once again, just so everyone really can appreciate it. The F being the face, any
facial weakness, any slurring facial droop to one side. Arms are the relatives able to lift their arm and hold it there without any drifting at all. Speech, is there any slurring of the speech, any confusion state, any slight difference in the speech, and time to call 999. Again, as I said, sometimes with our older population, we tend to think we're actually feeling tired. I've got a bit of weakness, but I've been lifting load or something like that. Do not wait to say, okay, I'll rest it off, because by the time you wake up, it is that you're having a stroke. So any slight changes, any difference at all, and even if once you've got risk factors as well, that increases your risk, and know that actually it could be stroke. So going to A&E is better to rule out than rule in. So time is very important to call.
Sure, thank you. Looking at that again on the time element and focusing on the older generation, sometimes I'm aware that they don't want to appear that they're wasting anyone's time, or sometimes people are scared of medication or whatnot. So once they have that hesitation, what checks are then taken out for them to know whether they are actually going through a stroke or not?
Again, as I said, it's any single sign. So you can't be absolutely positive, but once you're displaying any of the signs at all, it's better to rule out than rule in. We already know that there are some symptoms that will mimic the symptoms of a stroke. So you coming to A&E won't be that you're bothering A&E or wasting time. but it's actually ruling out that you haven't got a stroke, which would be a good thing, rather than ruling in that I've got a stroke.
Yeah.
So that is the importance of
Yes, yes. As my granddad's always told me, prevention is better than cure.
Yes.
So yes, I think that's quite fitting for that one. No, well, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Right. I would just like to thank Stephanie once again for her time in passing on the information that's been discovered from the survey. Ladies, I have to talk to you directly on this one. Please spread the word to the men. We could save lives. We could save an impact of a family right now just by realising any of those symptoms within FAST. The face, the arms, the speech, the time. Don't put it on tiredness. Go and get it checked out. This can save a family. I'm going to put it down to a family, not just a person's life, the impact on the entire family. So once again, visit Public Health England. The link is there. Just type it in. Type in the FAST campaign. Find out any more information. This could save a life and a family's impact, the impact on a family. So once again, do check it out. You can save a life. FAST. Anthony Jordan signing out.